Welcome to another episode of the Global Green Action Project, a place where we get to meet amazing heroes doing great changes in the world to make it a better place through humanitarian, animal, and environmental initiatives. I'm your host, Jennifer, and today we get to meet another amazing guest speaker. And we are going to discuss the importance of building global community and following our passions and dreams to help heal the world. Our special guest today is the amazing Wanda Pearson. Today's conversation is a continuation of one that we started in a previous video. When we talk about a growth mindset and we talk about sort of your journey, because you've gone through obstacles and struggles,
Yes.
what have been the most effective strategies for you to overcome the challenges in your life?
The strategy that I actually had to overcome is actually not staying in my past, right? But to know that I had a future that I wanted to do. I know I didn't want to be, what I used to be as far as that. So the strategy as far as having the right mindset and make sure that I go on to do something different and actually having God in my life to direct me, because sometimes I say, okay, Lord, is this the right thing to do? Like what I'm doing now. I I never, like I said, I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing now. But the struggles that I had is basically the biggest thing was when I came out of corporate, learning how to network right after retiring. So having that and to be able to market and making connections is really what the biggest struggles that I had. But it was actually being around good people as well, and helping with that, because I have a girlfriend, I have accountability friends that actually stopped me from doing a lot of things. I was just so excited. Oh, I want to get into this. And they said, Wanda, you need to slow down. Okay, you're doing too many webinars in the month. You need to slow down. So just the struggle of saying no, you know, instead of saying yes, 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 yes. So that was my biggest struggle. But it was just so exciting to me to be able to do what I'm doing now.
So when we're talking about mindfulness, right?
Hmm.
How did you tune in to your goals and knowing what your passion was?
I think it all came back to what I originally did: social work, counseling. That's what okay. In fact, one of my ladies, and I'm part of her group, she said, and I was telling them what I wanted to do, like with the webinars, and she said, Wanda, she said, you know what, God just brought you back around in the circle to bring you back into counseling. So that's what really made me say, that's it. And another thing, as far as and I don't know if that's, but the book that I actually, I'm part of the collaboration book that I actually told my story of how I was able to overcome a lot of things that I went through and how I came out of it to be who I am today. So it just really like a circle. You know how you you think you're not getting back into that, but all of a sudden you're back into what you were doing before. And it was always within me. So being within me, and having the mindset to realize that and know that that's what God took me to be. Because like I said, I was like 10 years old when I said I want to be a social worker. I just never knew that I was going to do that. And then coming back around to create that WD Pearson Associates, to be out in the community, to be able to help other people, help other businesses, and how can we collaborate? What can we do to help each other? And COVID happened, that actually made me sit down and created all this. And I'm actually having that webinar tomorrow about that, how I got my team together, which actually is my daughter who actually created my logo and my website, her and my son-in-law, and having a virtual assistant. So that actually helped me to be able to advance to do more of what I'm doing now. So, with the webinars.
I love the way you stepped up when so many changes were occurring in the world. You found an area of need and you stood up as a leader in the world when people needed you most. And that is the epitome of a hero. And I'm just so
Thank
honored
you.
to know your heart and your light in this world. It is just such a gift to be able to share your expertise and your mission. It's just thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
sharing it with us. It's
Oh,
powerful.
thank you.
I'm just so excited to share this with the youth in our world too, because so many of them are going through so much change, especially in the last year
Yes.
and a half, almost
Yes.
2 years now. And with your expertise, being a social worker, having just personal adventures and struggles and having conquered them with
Mhm.
that growth mindset and that real clarity of where you wanted to go, and sort of, I really, I really want to dig a little deeper into your faith, because that keeps coming back in our conversation as well, in
Mhm.
terms of your your faith. How has that helped you through? Because it's very evident that it's a very powerful
Oh,
aspect of your life.
absolutely, because, I have my inspiration every morning. I have an app that I listen to, Abide, right? And that actually helps start my day. As well as I have on my mirror, and this is another good thing for youth to do, is to put your aspirations on the mirror when you're going in the morning. I have a sheet on my mirror, and I ask, Lord, help me to help other people. What do you want me to do today? You know, and I tell you, out of the woodwork, somebody may call me and I help, but you never know who you're helping, because what I do, I share my inspirations with my family, but also share with other friends. And when I get a reply back from some of my friends who actually are very spiritual, they said, Wanda, that was right on time, because you never know who needs to hear a word. You never know who needs to hear that positive thing as far as what they're saying on their bio. So yeah, my faith is I'm very, I am blessed. I am blessed. But having that faith of knowing that I wouldn't have made it as far as I am today if it wasn't for God. Okay. I mean, like I said, my experience, and thank God for my father and stepfather. My mom was great, but my stepfather, kind of ruined her, and she died at a young age. So I knew that I did not want to do that, and God has been taking me through the different obstacles that I've been through in my life, and it's for a reason. It's for a reason, like what I'm doing now, to help other people. So I know that I am actually going to be a testimony for other people that needs help.
So if I were to ask you, what would your advice be to youth who wanted to follow a similar path to yours? So say they want to get into social work, or perhaps
Hmm.
go into helping support people with legal issues. What
Hmm.
advice would you give a youth in terms of perhaps the proper steps to take so that they could follow a similar path? And
Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and let no one tell you you cannot do it. Okay. That's the biggest thing. Stay away from negative people. So the follow the path is actually start thinking about and write it down. Write down, what is it that you want to accomplish. You want to be a social worker, start doing mentoring. You got a lot of, I'm gonna tell you, the groups that I'm part of, is as far as this one in the prison ministry, we're looking for other women, youth, whatever, to be able to mentor these women, because these women are in prison and they shouldn't be in as long as they are. Because I said, why are they in there for doing something that's not even criminal? You know, 20 years. So that social work in me, I actually help. And you know what really made me feel great? Because actually, one of the young ladies that I've been mentoring, she told me that I was one of the best mentors that she ever had. I said, real that just, I mean, it was just great, and that made me feel so good. So if you want to do something as far as what I'm doing, go out in the community, because there's a lot of people that need help. Okay, even like if you're a young youth, you can went to the younger youth. You know what I mean? And then that actually helps you to do volunteer work. How can you volunteer to get out there and help others? So being in the community, because then you start being known as, oh, I know that person. Just like with me. I mean, I never knew that I was actually known like this until I started getting out here. But doing that, but also with the legal services, just mentor, be a mentor or mentee to someone that actually that's doing that service. And I would love to talk to anybody that actually wants to, look into getting into legal services, because, like I said, a lot of youth, we just never know what can happen. But you can be with the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong car, and things happen, right? So that's why we say legal shield, the legal services for families is so important. and having that access to that to attorney, and even like being they have law firms that actually can go in and just really kind of go in to be a volunteer. You know, they have paralegals that you can actually learn about that, but Legal Shield, actually, we have law firms that you actually go into. So it's a lot of different avenues that you can get into this here.
I'm wondering about what you would recommend for children who are going through their struggles.
Believe in yourself. And it's hard sometimes when you get that constant negativity. And step away from that negativity. I mean, you know, like younger children, they don't know, and they're learning, but be around positive people. You know, people who are going to be an inspiration to you. And also, sometimes you have to, like I do my daily meditation. You know, and sometimes I tell God, okay, God, I'm sorry, I was so busy, I forgot to read my, read my affirmation. So write affirmations on a piece of paper and say, I am beautiful. I love myself. I want to, I want to be this when I grow up. So those little things, writing it down on a piece of paper and put it on your mirror, or put it, people tease you, whatever, put it where you know you're going to be able to read it. And saying that every day, and just say, I know God loves me. He's going to show me a different way than what I'm dealing with now.
Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.